This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I want to welcome you to the new and improved Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast. After many years of interviewing the best and brightest thought leaders around the world on my SiriusXM show, I am excited to now have those interviews available to people around the globe on this podcast. So many people would write us and say, I love what I've been hearing about your interviews with these great people. Where can I access them? I live in this country or that country, or I don't have access to that technology. How can I get the information? Well, I'm so excited now that we are able to offer the information and the interviews free on this podcast. So we want you to sit back and enjoy this message and let me know how you like them. And then do me a favor. If you like them, send a review, write a review and post it. And if you like it, hit like on here and share it and tell everybody you know about it, and then subscribe to this podcast so you'll get the alerts when we post a new interview episode. Thank you for listening and enjoy the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast.
Named one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world. Inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame. Award-winning singer. Best-selling author. And now, here's Willie Jolley.
Well, it's a great day, folks. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show. And yes, I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. It's forced upon me. I can't refuse it. I did not seek it. I did not choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account. If I abuse it, just a tiny little minute. But our eternities are wrapped up in it. Well, folks, I want to ask you a question. Did you know that the saying is true? That is, your net work determines your net worth. Let me say that again. Your net work determines your net worth. And today on my show, I have a special guest, the #1 guru in the world for networking and wealth creation and how they come together, the one and only Dr. George C. Fraser. We're going to be right back with him because he's going to give you tips today to change your present situation, your future situation, and then your legacy, because he helps people generate real generational wealth. Well, you know, I start with that 1 minute. Dr. Benjamin Mays wrote that minute, God's minute. He was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s mentor. Y'all know I start every show with that. And then I take a moment to give God glory, to thank him for life and strength and health. I am grateful. I've heard something recently that I really love. It said, when you are grateful for what you have, you will have more to be grateful for. I love that. And so that is why I give God glory. He has blessed me. I am grateful. I take a moment out of every show to give God glory, and I'm grateful. And then I'm grateful for our sponsors. We got the best sponsor. I'm telling you, Truist Bank is a partner. They have been tremendous. You have 2 great banks, BB&T and SunTrust. They came together to create a new bank, a different kind of bank. And they called it Truist. And That is because that means from the Greek word that you can trust in them. And so they are committed and they are built on one principle, care. And when you start with care, you build a different kind of bank, Truist Bank. So I'm grateful for Truist. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for God's blessings. And then I am grateful for my guest today. He is truly one of my besties and has been for many, many years. He is an icon in America who has done such incredible things with his life. Now, let me tell you, he did not start with a crystal staircase. No, not at all, at all. He started in a home where he was one of 11. Oh, wow. 11 children. He was one of the children born to Ida Mae Baldwin and Walter Frederick Fraser. After serious mental health issues with his mom at 2 years old, he and 6 of his siblings were orphaned, then put into toxic foster homes for a total of 16 years. He was not considered to be college material, so he was sent to a vocational high school and got a diploma in carpentry. That's how they had limited him. He graduated from the Thomas Edison Vocational High School. He had attended New York University, received his executive training at Dartmouth College's Amos and Tuck School of Business, and then he spent 17 years in management with Procter & Gamble, the United Way, the Ford Motor Company. But then he decided it's time to do what God put me on this earth to do. He launched his business and he started working on networking. He was well known all over his area for his ability to network with people, his ability to connect with people. He started by helping people to connect. He created an organization called the Success Guide. He did them first in Cleveland, then started franchising them all over the country. And one of my friends, James Carter, was one of his leaders in the DC area. James and I became friends, and he invited me to the big networking conference that George was putting on in DC. It was phenomenal. And it grew and expanded. And then he started his own convention or conference, and it's called PNC, the Power Networking Conference, which is, by the way, Forbes said one of the greatest conferences in America. He has gone on to write numerous best-selling books. Success Runs in Our Race. His second book, Race for Success. He's also the creator and publisher of the award-winning Success Guide. He always has believed not how you start is how you finish, because God has plans for each of us. We must simply listen for his voice, follow direction, overcome the obstacles, and stay the course. And he loved what Drake said, started from the bottom. Now we're here. My special guest, my friend, my brother from another mother, Dr. George C. Fraser. George, so good to have you, my brother.
Dr. Willie Jolley, I just always love being in your presence. I love your voice. I love your spirit. I love your energy. You energize. I mean, wherever you go, you just energize the people around you. And I think it's just, you're charismatic. I mean, you can't help it. That's a gift from God. So it is so good to be sitting at the feet of a master.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're gaining in seniority. You're going to be an elder soon.
By the way, folks, George is an elder. Yeah, George is an elder now. He will, on his next birthday, be 80 years old. Still running the country. I saw him recently in Washington. He was doing what he does. He was at an event. He was inspiring, uplifting, encouraging people. He's on the road constantly. 80 years old, still doing his Power Networking Conference, and he inspires me because he realized that his age doesn't determine his success. His mindset does. Well, he is the networking guru. He's also the wealth creation expert. Now, he has made a commitment that he's going to focus his energies on helping people of all hues, colors, background, but he has a special desire that God has said, you've got to help close the wealth gap for African Americans. And he has been focused on that for many years. His principles will help anybody. And so we want to encourage everybody to listen, but he has a special message to help African-American people say it's time to create wealth. So, George, I gave them the thumbnail sketch of who you are, where you came from. Is there anything in there you want to fill in the blanks, or we just get started on talking about wealth? Because you got the answers.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do that.
Let's get on that. Well,
Okay.
Let's first talk about what I started with, which is your network determines your net worth. You are the expert on that. Please expound on that statement.
Well, I mean, you said it so beautifully and succinctly with that melodious voice. But introduce me to your 5 closest friends, and that will tell me who you are. As they know, and as they go, so go you. So what's the point, Dr. Fraser? Don't spend major time with minor people. People going nowhere want you to go nowhere with them. People doing nothing want you to do nothing with them. If you want to change your life, change your relationships. If, in fact, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen out here, if you are not where you want to be in life, it's because you don't have the right people in your life. And you chose those people. The thing I often say with a little humor, that friends are critically important, Willie.
Yes.
Because it's God's way of apologizing for your relatives. Because you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your relatives. Right?
That's right.
Your network is, and the people you hang with is just critically important. What's the most important decision in terms of a person that you will hang with? When you put your hand on the Bible and say, "Till death do us part," your significant other, your life partner. You have that up 2 or 3 times to see what your life looks like. I believe there should not be a church in America, or really any church, that does not have a couples and marriage ministry. A couples and marriage ministry, right? We got ministries for every single thing. So between wealth and marriage, and it's really marriage counseling, and it's really wealth building and wealth management counseling.
Right.
These are 2 institutions, the most respected institutions in our culture. Right. And they're everywhere. And that's where we go on Sunday. We didn't learn about money in school, and we didn't learn about money in our church. Now, all of that is evolving and changing. In fact, there should not be a church in our culture, and there are about 75,000 of them, that does not have a financial education and wealth building ministry.
Right.
Ministry. They got ministries for every single thing else, but a ministry on financial education and financial and managing financial wealth. So they are a big part of the solution.
So that was one of the reasons why Dee and I wrote the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. Okay.
That's right.
Make money, make it last, because we want to encourage people to stay together. We want to encourage them to work through. Our goal when writing the book was to save 1 million marriages and enhance 1 million marriages. And we talk about money, and we talk about the 3 things that break up marriages: sex, money, communication. And so that is why we encourage people. Everybody should go to jollymarriage.com, jollymarriage.com, get the free TED Talk on how to never, ever argue again in marriage, and get the chapter free. The biggest chapter in the book is about communication, because that's one of the biggest things that will break up marriages. And so go to jollymarriage.com, get that.
Relationships. There is no success, Willie, that you can attain, sustain, or maintain on your own by yourself in a vacuum. It's just not possible. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you're going to ultimately have to do it with and through other people.
Wow.
Other people. It's called the power of the human connection, right? And God's desire for the human connection is extraordinarily clear. And he gave us 2 things to ensure that we would connect, regardless of color. He gave us sex and money. The inspiration for sex is ecstasy, right? That is not the purpose of sex other than the ecstasy part. The goal of sex is procreation.
Right.
Procreation, to produce more of God's children, to serve you, and for you to serve.
Yes.
Now, money. How do you earn money? You earn money through service.
Yes.
And the more skills you have, the more knowledge you have, the more people you serve with excellence, as you do, with exceptionalism, as we do, the more money you earn. So that's the ultimate motivation, right? Is to acquire skills, acquire knowledge, useful knowledge, share that knowledge, and be remunerated for the sharing of that knowledge. The more people you share with whatever your skills are, Beyonce started. You watched her. She was growing up as a little kid, and she was tap dancing in the living room. Right now, if you want to go see Beyonce, you'll see her at a stadium that holds 50,000 people, and you're going to pay $350.
Right.
The more people you serve with your purpose and skills, the more money you earn.
Wow. That's why he is the guru. But we're going to get back into more when we come out at this next break. We're going to talk about networking, and he has a book called Click, and how you can click with people and how to click with people and how to develop the relationship. Then we're going to talk about wealth, and we're going to talk about where you can get his resources and you can connect with him. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. And for sure, your best is yet to come. We'll be right back. Friendship is not about being convenient. It's about being committed and consistent. You can call on me when you need me. You can call on me. Call me. You can call on me. Pick up the phone. You can call and call me. Hey, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and support for the Dr. Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show comes from Truist Bank. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank. Home ownership is a blessing. That's right, it's a blessing. And the ability to build equity, value in a home that you own can be the foundation of creating wealth. Wealth that can be passed on for generations. Truist believes that a path to home ownership exists for you. I hear people say, well, I don't see how I could ever own a home. Well, Truist can help you buy a home with a low down payment. Connect with a Truist teammate to learn about the options available to you. Reach them by calling 855-257-4040, 855-257-4040. They really care. You can also visit truist.com/homebuyer, truist.com/homebuyer to calculate your mortgage payment. That's truist.com/homebuyer. Truist Bank is an equal housing lender. Remember, visit truist.com/homebuyer or call 855-257-4040. And we're back across America, around the globe, from border to border, as my dear friend Joe Madison used to say. And now we found out that this is international because people are listening to this show, not just on the network, on radio, but also on the podcast. It's now in the top 5% of podcasts downloaded globally. I'm grateful for all of you who told your friends, your family, your coworkers, you got to listen to the Dr. Willie Jolley Show. He doesn't talk about pop culture. He doesn't talk about politics. He stays focused in one area. Self-help and wealth creation. Oh, come on, somebody. And so we bring the best and the brightest. And again, today I got one of the best and the brightest on the planet, the one and only guru of networking and wealth creation, Dr. George C. Fraser. And so, George, I'm so glad to have you. I want to encourage everybody to go to my website, winwithwillie.com. We got a suite of sites for you: my faith site, my motivation site, my youth site, my speaking site, my product site, my music site. You can get them all at there, all at that place. But then we're going to tell you how to reach George in a few minutes, as well as how you can get his resources. So, George, you wrote a book some years ago called Click. Oh man, it was such a profound book, profound. Tell us about the book and the principles and why you wrote it, and how people, because some people are introverts, some are extroverts. Now the introverts sometimes don't feel comfortable going into a room and networking with their cards, but you help people to understand how to click, how to connect. So give us a little more content on that.
Yeah, thank you for the teeing that up. So let me give you a 30,000-foot explanation of the entire book. It begins with a principle, an algorithm. Let's call it an equation, because we all network, but you don't click with everybody that you network with. You meet people here, you meet people there. They're nice people, but clicking is a whole nother level of networking. You click when three things are in perfect alignment, Willie, chemistry, fit, and timing. We could have good timing, good fit, bad chemistry. We won't click. We could have good chemistry, right? Good fit, bad timing. You won't click. So those three things have to be in alignment, and that's when two people click. Whether it's male, female, male, or female, that's when you are doing things differently together, where 1 + 1 doesn't make 2, it makes 11. That's what you're looking for in any relationship, right? You can do 1 + 1 making 2 with any damn body. No, you want exponential growth when you are clicking with the person. What you add, what they add, when you bring that together, the whole thing explodes. So clicking is both an art and a science.
Wow.
So be open to everything, attached to nothing.
Attached to nothing. Woo.
The best idea wins. The best idea wins. I don't care what position you're in. You may be the leader. And if you are an appropriate leader and you're sitting around a table, right, everybody doesn't have to fall into whatever your suggestions are. When you're caucusing and when you're brainstorming, a good leader understands that, no, my initial idea may be good. The seed idea may be good. But as we discuss it and you add value to that and you bring your individual creativity to that, your idea explodes the idea, and that's the idea that wins. And we have to be open to that, right? You got to put our ego aside, right? And we have to listen, right? And just delay your response until a person is fully heard out, and then process that before you respond to it, right? Give yourself a couple of seconds before you respond to it, and you'll be surprised how an idea, just hearing something from an off moment, can explode the seed of an idea in your own mind. But be open to everything, right? Just listen. That's how we consume information. That's how we develop partnerships. That's how we click with other people, other ideas. That's how we build on these ideas. We're just open to, yes, I have a wonderful idea, but it was just newly birthed. Right. So let me give it some time to air. Let me run it by my friends. And many times that you've had ideas, I've had ideas. We've talked about those ideas. I've added a little something, a little salt and pepper, a little hot sauce to it, or vice versa. You do the same thing. Just even prior to the show, we were talking about something. You gave me some advice, which was wonderful advice, and I'm going to use that. So I'm open to it, and that's extraordinarily important.
Well, that's one of the things that makes you so unique, is because you were in corporate America, and I actually had a story where it was someone who was in the room where it happened. Okay, Hosea Huggins, my dear friend, who is your friend from Cleveland. Hosea told me, he said, I was in the room with George Fraser, Les Brown, and myself. We were sitting there. George was a corporate executive, and Les Brown had started giving speeches around the country. He was living in Columbus. George was in Cleveland. They connected, and Les said to George, man, your ideas are so rich. You could do this. You could do this speaking thing. And you said, really? And he said, yes, George, I'm telling you, you could do this.
That's right.
And you took that idea and you formulated it, and you grew it, and you put it in an incubator, and you structured it. And before long, you were giving speeches. Now you're considered one of the greatest speakers on the planet, have won awards. By the way, let me take a moment to congratulate you. I just got an email just the other day from Code M, who I have written articles for. I was featured on their magazine. I am in great, they've been on the show. Code M have been on this show. And George Fraser is the man of the year for Code M coming up in 2025. Wow. Congratulations, my brother.
That is thank you, Willie. But you're so generous with your compliments, and remarks.
But let me tell you, when people mention your name in my presence, they're always like, do you actually know George Fraser? I said, yeah, he's one of my buddies. And so, people, so because though, you know what, let me tell you why, folks, because of what he gives. He talked about service, and he doesn't just, it's not lip service. It's about real service. He is serving people. He's trying to teach them how to connect. He's trying to teach them how to grow their wealth. He's on a path and on a mission to create real generational wealth, not this false generation. Because many people say, I'm creating generational wealth, and they leave somebody $10,000 and they think that's generational wealth. And that evaporates. I mean, it never gets to the second and third and fourth generations. But what you're teaching people is how to do it in another level.
In a relay race, you know what the most important thing in a relay race is?
Passing the baton.
That's right.
Come on, baby. Passing the baton.
That's where we are, is that we have got to pass this baton. We cannot drop the baton. Whatever team drops the baton, they are automatically disqualified. The whole team, not the person who dropped the baton, but the whole team is disqualified.
That's
so
right.
We are passing the baton to succeeding generations, and we want to leave them with self. Because to be black and beautiful means nothing in this world unless you're black and powerful. That you cannot be black and proud and stupid too. Okay, you can't do that, right? White folks are planning for 3 generations, and we're planning for Saturday night, right? The goal, brothers and sisters, is to win, not to look like we're winning. Right?
That's right.
I would rather carry a plastic bag with $5,000 in it than to carry a $5,000 Louis Vuitton bag with $100 in it. Right? You ain't winning. Louis Vuitton is winning. Gucci is winning. Armani is winning. Right? So the rich stay rich while pretending to be poor, and the poor stay poor by pretending to be rich.
Well, George, you started the Power Networking Conference. I think it's almost 20 years ago, right?
It was. This will be our 24th year in Atlanta.
Oh, wow, 24.
Next November the 5th through the 8th in Atlanta. We're going back to Atlanta. We're really excited about that. It's going to be hot. It's going to be all
November
2025. November of 2025. That's exactly right. November 5th through the 8th. Well, I'll make it. I don't know if it's okay for me to make it.
No, you tell people right now. Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. The theme of the conference, or the theme of the company, has always been connect, grow, and prosper. That has been our promise for nearly 40 years when I started my business, is to help you to connect, grow, and prosper, so that you can do the ultimate thing for our people and our culture, and that is to learn, to earn, and return.
Come on,
man. A lot of us learning and a lot of us earning, but not enough of us returning. And therefore, therein lies our challenge. We need a lot of us doing a little instead of a few of us doing a lot. So the conference focuses on not only providing you the people you need to be networking with. Let me give you a tip on that. If you want to meet important people, you have to be where important people are.
Come on.
Right? So you're going to have 1,000, 1,500 really powerful movers, shakers, and decision makers be in the room. Sit and learn at the feet of masters. Willie has spoken at the Power Network.
I've done it multiple times.
At the Power Networking Conference. Miles Monroe has spoken at the Power Network. There is not a speaker of our ilk, those who inspire, motivate, teach, and train, that has not spoken at this conference over the last 24 years. It's the best and brightest. So this is a place that you want to be. It's a year away. Put it on your calendar. It's in hot Atlanta. You're just not going to be in an environment that is more conducive to building wealth, and wealth is part of your wealth or the people that you are around. Right. There's a talk that I give called the seven currencies of life. And what is one of those currencies? Relationships. Without that, you are just not going to get where you want to go. Hold that
thought, George, because we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. He's going to tell you more of the currencies that you're going to need to know and how you can get to grow and go to the next level. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. We'll be right back after station identification. Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I got an email from a gentleman in Australia who shared how he had been struggling in his business, and he bought some of my books and audios, and how it had a profound impact on his business, and he went from worst to first in his company. I shared with him how much I appreciated his note, but I told him those books, those audios, those videos were not just something that I just thought up one day and started to write. They were born out of my experiences, out of the challenges of overcoming the problems and the difficulties and how I was able to do it. And I shared with him that others have sent similar messages and that these resources work. I want to encourage you and invite you to go to my store. Go to wjspeaks.com/shop. wjspeaks.com/shop. Get some of the books. It only takes a minute to change your life. Or a setback is a setup for a comeback. Or turn setbacks into greenbacks. Or chicken soup for the soul. Or an attitude of excellence. Or the book I wrote with my wife after 34 years of being married and not having an argument in over 30 years. We wrote a book called Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And now it is saving marriages all over the globe. Go to the store, get some of the audios, the videos, the books, the resources to help you have greater personal and professional success. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Make this a great day on purpose. And we're back with Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show, and my special guest, networking guru, founder of the Power Networking Conference, best-selling author, world-renowned speaker, and wealth creator, Dr. George C. Fraser. George, you were telling him about the Power Networking Conference and what they get in terms of currency, the network of people, the kind of people who are there. The winners are there. The movers are there. The shakers are there. They come to George's conference. He puts out a clarion call and they come. I met Dr. Bill Picard, who many of you have heard on this show. I met him at the Power Networking Conference. We clicked right at that moment, and we became dear friends. And up until his death, we were texting each other. So I'm telling you, folks, this is a place where you want to be. You want to get your reservation because it sells out every year. George, finish telling about currency, please.
This is a place that you want to be. This is the place where you want to make an investment, right? Now, the conference is pricey. Let me just be honest with you. It's pricey because it's a first-class 5-star conference and we spare no expense. Okay, so we treat you like the kings and queens that you are. So an adult registration at our conference is $1,500. And then we encourage every adult who comes in our culture that we should not be conferencing at this level without making this excellence available to young people 17 to 25. Right. So all of our conferences, there should be a special place for our young people. So a student registration is $800, right? $795. So you put those two together, one adult and one young person, that's $2,300. So this is what we call this the Willie Jolley special.
Come on now. Come on, give it to my people because I want something special for my folks.
So we're going to take it from $2,300. Remember, it's a year away to $499.
Wow.
That's a 75% discount.
Wow.
To be in the space and place of people of the ilk of Willie Jolley and the Les Browns of the world and all of the movers and shakers and decision makers in the greatest black city, the black Mecca of America, Atlanta, right? So it's $499. So how do you get that? It's real simple. All you have to do is email me. You got to email me, GFraser, like you see my name spelled up there, GFraser at FraserNet.com.
All right, now for the radio people is GFraser, Fraser, because many people would get it all confused, but it's George Fraser is GFraser at Fraser, FRASER net.
One word. GFraser, FraserNet.com. That's with an S.
Yeah.
Right?
Email them.
FraserNet.com. So email me. In the subject line, put WJ, that's Willie Jolley. I'll know it came from here. I'm in. That's all you got to put on the subject line. I'm in.
Right.
Right.
That's right.
And
right.
then in the body of the email, put your full name and your cell number. Your full name and your cell number. That's all I need. I will personally call you. That's worth the price of admission. And we'll handle our business over the phone by credit card. But you need to be there.
Yes.
You need to be in the place. You'll learn about the 7 currencies of life. You'll learn about how to power network. You'll learn how to build wealth, intergenerational wealth, not only to build it, but to properly manage your wealth. So we have to become a financially literate, a financially educated culture. And that takes time. And there's a solution to it. There are ways that this can happen. It's beginning to happen. So let me give you a tip right here.
Yes.
We're segueing into wealth.
Yes.
Now, I don't want you to tell anybody I told you this because the government doesn't want you to know this.
Yes, sir.
The tax system, brothers and sisters, was set up for the landowner and the business owner. Yes, right? So if you don't own land, and you don't own a business, I don't care if it's a side, you can call it whatever you want to call it, right? You can do it out of your home, but have an LLC or something, have a business, right? Because if you don't own land and you don't own a business, you cannot fully exploit the American tax system. The American tax system will exploit you, right?
Right.
So I'm in my office and Willie's in his office. And when you are a business owner, I don't care if it's quarter-time, part-time, full-time. There are all kinds of additional tax benefits that you can take full advantage of, that you could almost get yourself down to the 0 tax bracket. Okay, so that's just a little tip there, because understand, this is very, very important to understand. Money is the mother's milk of all great intentions. And without money, all you have is a good damn intention, because nothing is going to happen for you.
Right.
Nothing's going to happen for you. So we've got to work on that.
Now, George, you talk about often about income, because in my new book, Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better, I talk about the 3 stools. The stool has 3 legs that will create your wealth. There's income, there's investments, and there's insurance. Those are the 3 pegs. Now, income, we've talked about income and you've talked about income, but you also often talk about the importance of multiple streams of income. Please talk a little bit about that.
Oh, yes. There should not be a person in America that doesn't have at least 2 streams of income. Basically 8 fundamental legal streams of income. And you should have, if you're working for someone 8-10 hours a day, that's your full-time job, but you still got another 14 hours left.
Yes.
And I don't care if you find a side hustle that's quarter-time, part-time, it doesn't matter. This is America.
Yes.
This is America. I've traveled all over the world. There's no place I would rather be than this country. That we are not lacking opportunities. I am sorry, in spite of the isms of America, we don't lack opportunity. What we lack is our capacity to take advantage of these opportunities. So our lives are about building our capacity, not only to do our full-time hustle, but a part-time hustle or 2.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
I have at least 7 streams of income. Not bragging, I'm just saying, because I know how important it is. So, Dr. Fraser, what are the 8 critical streams of income that you can begin looking at? And you may already have 2 or 3 once I lay this out. There's earned income. That's income from working for a job, right? Number 2, there's profit income from buying or selling something.
Right.
Okay. That's income number 2. Income number 3, there's interest income. Income from lending money. Now, I don't lend money, right? I don't lend money, so I don't have that income.
Right.
I don't lend money. But there are people that do. There's billions earned from lending money. There's a 4th major stream of income is dividend income, all right? That's income from owning stocks, bonds, cryptocurrency, whatever the case is. Dividend income. So are you earning dividends, right? So that would be a stream of income. There's rental income. Now, I do rent. Right, no question about that. In fact, I made my first $1 million in 1976 purchasing. This is before this was a very popular thing. I had 8 2- and 3-family homes in the hood. Right, I wasn't counting renting. I was counting doors. That's what we call it. I was counting doors and rental income. And I got down to a 0 tax bracket. No question about that. With all the tax write-offs from owning a rental property and all the things that you can do with your money in terms of shielding it from the federal government, it's a wonderful thing. So there's rental income, there's capital gains income, that's assets that increase in value. So capital gains, you can own a home. The homes I bought, I bought them for pennies on the dollar and sold them for 20 times what I purchased for. I kept them for about 12 years. Count doors, got rent from them. I turned them all into Section 8, found the right kind of people, and promised them that once I accelerated the depreciation from the home and maxed out all that I could get from the government, I would sell the homes to anyone who wanted to purchase them if they took care of the home while they were there, right? And that's exactly what I did, and I arranged financing for them. So there's capital gains, and then there's royalty income. Willie gets royalties from his books. I get royalties from my books, from podcasts, whatever you want to call it, right? So royalty income, and then there is residual income. That's doing something where you continually get paid. I used to, many moons ago, sell insurance. I was pretty good at it. I got an insurance license. I was pretty good at it, right? That was years ago. You realize I am still getting checks from the people who I sold policies to years ago, who have renewed those policies over the year. So I get residual income from that, and I get residual income from the 6 books and the publishers, the big time publishers who published the first 3. I'm still getting residual checks. So that's residual income, things that you do that you continually get paid on. So how many of those 8 things the stream of income for you?
Wow. I love that. The impact of residual income, the impact of having multiple streams of income, and everybody should have multiple streams. I learned firsthand how important during COVID, during the pandemic, when the speaking business went March 2020, all my speeches were gone.
That's right. Same thing. Not only did all your speeches and my speeches leave for COVID, right? My conference was killed.
Right.
Conference.
No conference. But thank God we had publishing income. I had media income. I had dividend income. So folks, these are powerful. I want you, George, just state them again, just so they can write them down, the 8, and then we're going to go to generational wealth, because you teach really powerful principles. Give those 8 one more time. Just state them so people can write them down.
Okay. Number 1, earned income. Income from working a job. Number 2, profit income. Income from buying or selling, right? Number 3, interest income. Income from lending money. Number 4, dividend income. Income from owning stocks, bonds, crypto, whatever you want to. Number 5, rental income. Income from renting a home or apartment building. Number 6, capital gains income. That's assets that increase in value, right? Like buying a home, right? That's increasing in value every single day. And then there's royalty income from using your other people using your ideas, right? And then there's residual income. This is income that you invested or bought something, and you're continually getting paid from that product service that you created.
Hold that thought. I'm going to make them do a cliffhanger. I'm going to make them do a cliffhanger because I want them to hang on so they hear this. And then we're going to talk also about generational wealth. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. And for sure, your best is yet to come. We'll be right back.
Motivated, highly motivated, gonna take you to the top. Motivated, highly motivated, I'm never gonna stop. I had a a job I really hated. It made me sick, but it got me motivated. I knew that this was not where I was meant to be. I didn't want to stay, but I was too afraid to leave. Then one day I got my check, there was almost nothing there. I went to the boss, he laughed and said he didn't care. My kids were at home hungry, I was about to lose my home. That's when I decided I had to make it on my own. Said I, gonna take it to the top. I said oh yeah, said I'm never gonna stop. My friends said I was crazy when I told them all goodbye, but the only one who's crazy is the one who's afraid to try. They said I'd never make it, said I would not survive, but I knew I had to make it. It was either do or die. So I grabbed hold of my dream and I put it in my heart. I stepped out on my faith and learned to really trust in God. Knew I had to fight with all my power. Then things started happening, blessings came hour after hour.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and people often ask, how did I go from a broke, busted nightclub singer to become a best-selling author and to be voted one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world by the 175,000 members of Toastmasters International? The answer is that I decided to invest and change my thinking, invest in my mindset, and decided to change my inputs because inputs determine outputs. I heard about a seminar years ago when I was just getting started. I was making about $100 a speech. And I heard this seminar that was creating millionaires, and it cost $10,000, but the guy was getting results. I didn't have that kind of money, but I decided to borrow it because I learned that there's a price for success, the price of college, the price of going to school, the price of education. And there's a price for success, and then there's a cost for not paying the price, the cost of staying the same. And that cost is greater than the price. It's too expensive. And so I went and it changed my life. And I came back and quickly made $100,000. I heard a similar story from Dr. Dave Martin, how he went to a success rally, heard a speaker who inspired him. He and his friend said, wow, that's changed my life. The speaker had a package of materials to help build wealth. The package cost $1,500. And that was all the money Dr. Dave had to his name. Dr. Dave's friend asked, do you think this stuff is worth it? Dr. Dave thought for a moment. He said, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. But I do know that I'm worth it. I'm worth it. He invested that money in that package and used the materials to grow his thinking. He grew his mindset. He shared how that $1,500 investment has gone on to generate millions in revenues. He's a multimillionaire. And he has homes now in Arizona and Florida. I want to say to you, it's time to invest in you. I want to give you some materials that will help you, grow your mindset, grow your future, grow your finances. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire. wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get some materials that will inspire your success and help you find that there's a price for success, but there's a cost for not paying the price. And the cost is always greater than the price. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire and get the bag, the box, or any of the materials there and keep growing your wealth. And remember, as a man thinketh, so as he is, and your best is yet to come. And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show with my special guest, the one and only George C. Fraser. Dr. George C. Fraser is my guest. He's been laying it out to you about the connection between your money and your relationships. Now, folks, he just gave you a masterclass. That was a masterclass in streams of income. Masterclass. Now, George, I want you to do what you do about generational wealth. I've heard you talk about generational wealth, and for real generational wealth, and the mindset that takes, because we want to leave people not a will, but a bill. And we don't want them to do that. We want them to leave something of substance that can impact generations yet unborn. Please.
That's right. Now, there's three big areas of investment. There's or generating wealth.
Yes.
There's investing, which is essentially leveraging money, which is what I talked about earlier. There's real estate, which is leveraging debt. Okay. And then there's business, where you leverage your experiences.
Right.
Right. So Willie and I are basically in all three of those.
Right.
Now, so those are the big categories for building intergenerational wealth. They're what I call the 5 pillars for the intergenerational transfer of wealth. Now, number 1 pillar, write this down: the proper management of accumulated wealth. In other words, once you begin to accumulate wealth, have you gone through the training, the financial education, and getting the financial literacy to properly manage that wealth so it will not be either taken from you through stupid things, right?
Yep.
Or abused or misused, right? The proper management of wealth. That's the first pillar. The second pillar is real estate, right? You can look at every billionaire and multimillionaire. One of the cornerstones of their wealth is real estate first. Real estate, right? So do you own some real estate? I don't care if it's a strip mall. I don't care if it's your own home or other home. You got to own a piece of real estate. Number 3, business ownership. Now you can call them side hustles. You could be in business, but business ownership. Own some kind of business, right? If you bake cookies, put them in a box and sell it to somebody. Right?
Yep.
So just sell something.
Yes.
In America, 2 things are going on 24/7. Somebody's buying and somebody's selling.
Right.
Stop doing all the damn buying and sell something.
Right.
Okay. There's no excuse. Right. And then the 4th one is proper insurance.
Yes.
I was reading an article in the New York Times. It was about people and their cell phones. And what the article essentially said, that people spend more money on their cell phones than on the protection of their life or their children's life.
Wow.
Right. So we value our cell phones more than we value our own lives and the lives of our children. Do you know, with proper insurance, you, for pennies on a dollar, can create a child that by the time they're ready to retire will have multi-millions of dollars.
Wow.
Just with a small insurance policy. So it's all there for us. So those are the 5 pillars. There's one more that's relatively new. It was dicey in the beginning. It's now settling in. And the other one would be cryptocurrency. Now,
right.
You have to be somewhat sophisticated for that. So that's for the more sophisticated investor. But it's blowing up.
Right.
Went up and down and went up and down. I got involved very, 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 very early in it, and I've made a small fortune.
Yes.
Every family needs it. Here's what every family needs: you own land.
Own your home. Buy.
Right.
I'm saying this over there.
You got to have life insurance.
Got to have life insurance
on you and your spouse, and an investment life insurance for your youngins. Okay.
Yep.
Pennies on a dollar. You can make them millionaires. Right. Yep. Now, number 3, an LLC. An LLC is a tax haven for any kind of business. You could do hair in your house and do it under an LLC, and you can write off 25% of your home as your beauty salon.
Right.
Okay. I mean, an LLC. You should have an investment account, not just a savings account, but an invest. This is an account that you put aside that you use for the right investment at the right time. Every home should have stocks. Every home should have a trust.
Yes.
You can put all your, you don't even have to own your stuff. It could be owned by a trust.
Yep.
And the tax benefits for that are just mind-boggling. Every family should have a will. Please do not die. They still fighting over Prince's assets. They're still fighting over Aretha Franklin's assets. They still fighting over James Brown's assets. You know who's going to win that? Because they died with no will. You know who's going to win that? The lawyers in the state is going to win it.
That's right. Right?
So you got to have a will. And then the final, I think every family should have is to produce an essential product. Find a need and fill it.
Yes.
Right. There's no excuse. And it's cost almost nothing. There's unlimited opportunity. Build a capacity to take advantage of these opportunities. So every family should think, well, what's an essential product? What can I do from home if that's what it comes down to? And how can I and how much money can I make doing it? And will I stick with it? But don't sell something that you're not in love with, something that you don't believe in, something that you're not personally invested in yourself. The more you're invested in it, the easier it is to help people understand they need the same thing.
Oh my God. You look, master class, folks. Master class on generational wealth. And the generational wealth, the Bible says that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's great grandchildren. We should be thinking 5 generations. So my wife and I, on December of 2020, we went in with our mask to our trust attorney. We found a great trust attorney who I've had on this show, Amy Griffin, and we went into her office. We were distant from her people, but we opened our trust, and we have a trust that is set up for 100 years from now. Some child will be able to go to college, will be able to have a home because of what we're doing now. We put in the trust. We're encouraging people to think long term, think long game, that they say that the great ones, they plant trees that will take 80 years to grow when they're in the 80s.
That's right.
Okay. Because they're not thinking of them sitting under the tree. They're thinking of the others. That's what your great ones do. George, a couple more things I want to ask about, because you're so wise in terms of money creation and helping people to get a mindset. Let's talk about mindset for a moment, how important it is to develop a mindset. How did you develop the mindset? Because you did not get it from your parents. You did not get it from your school, your education and the vocational school. How did you develop this thinking that you now have? What was it that average person can do to grow the thinking?
Yes. Well, that's a deep question. And so I'm going to do this in a minute. It's your associations. It's your affiliations. It's people like hanging out with the Willie Jollies and the Les Browns of the world and the people that we hang out with, right? That is sticky. It's sticky in terms of how you comport yourself and how you respect and deal with other people.
Wow. Last question. You come to DC, George. I go to hear you speak. You are phenomenal. I'm hollering and screaming in the back. I take you to lunch, and then we go over to Howard University. We go to a business class of young wannabes who want to be business success stories. Give them a couple, you got us. If you're going to be successful, here's some things you got to do.
I would say to them first, the gift that you are looking for is in the work that you are not willing to do.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, do the work.
My
favorite quote outside of the Bible by Marcus Aurelius, who said in 600 BC, before Christ, that the impediment to action advances the action. What stands in your way becomes the way. In other words, the obstacle is the way. Where there's no obstacle, there is no way. What is the first thing God does when he gives you an assignment he feels that you are prepared for, Willie? He puts an obstacle in your way. And your job is to find a way over, around, through, and under the obstacle. Trip, fall, make mistakes, and learn the lessons from those obstacles. This is how we learn. I eat obstacles for breakfast. Tell me I can't do something. Put something in my way. Then I will do critical thinking and I will get over, around, and under that obstacle. That is the story of life. When you look at your life, every opportunity has been bestowed with obstacles. So what does that mean? What does an obstacle mean? It means there's something you need to learn right now.
Wow.
That will facilitate you to get this particular job done.
Wow.
Address it, deal with it.
Wow. The one and only George C. Fraser. Dr. George C. Fraser. Where can people reach you? Where can they get your books and the Power Networking Conference?
Please come to the Power Networking Conference. You just got an hors d'oeuvre. That's how much time we had. You're going to have 4 days at the Power Networking Conference. I'm going to be talking about the 7 main currencies of life. I'm going to be talking about the 7 biggest mistakes you make when networking that will ruin your reputation and destroy your business. And we're going to be talking about the intergenerational transfer of wealth. connect with me. You got my email address, gfraser@frasernet.com, gfraser@frasernet.com, and put that email in there and subject, I'm in with WJ, Willie Jolley. I know you from Willie. And then give me your full name and your cell number, and you'll hear from me.
And where can they reach you online? Where can they go get your books or any of those? Is that the power?
I'm all over social media, all over.
Yes.
So you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok, and you can find me on WhatsApp. And I post something every single day.
Every day. I get something from George. Thank you, George Fraser, for your brilliance. And I'm honored to call you my dear friend, my brother. I love you. Let me make sure everybody know I love George Fraser. He knows
Back at you. Back at you. I love you more, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I want to thank George. I want to thank Truist again. You know, Truist is committed to home ownership. They have made a commitment to help people get their homes. Many don't know that they can have a home. Well, they've made a commitment to help you become a homeowner with a low down payment. The best way to find out if you qualify for a low down payment loan is to talk with Truist Mortgage Professionals. Visit truist.com/homebuyer, truist.com/homebuyer to see current rates, get a sample mortgage payment, use their calculator, and find resources to help you find a home. And you can talk to a Truist Mortgage Professional about your loan options. Having that relationship can help you find the best financing options available to you. You can apply again at truist.com/homebuyer. When you start with care, you build a different kind of bank, and Truist is an equal housing lender. This has been one of those masterclass shows. Share this with everybody. Be airing on the show a couple times in the season, but then it'll be on podcast 24/7. And I want to thank everybody, and remember to make the most of each and every minute, folks, because your best is yet to come. Be blessed. Well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode, and I hope you got something of great value. And I hope that you were inspired, you were motivated, you were empowered, and you were encouraged to live your best life. I hope this information and this inspiration will help you to do more, be more, and to achieve more. That's the goal why I started this program, and I hope it helped you in a mighty way. Now, I ask you to make sure and that you take full advantage of all the resources that came through this program. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/gift and get some of the free resources that we have there for you. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/shop to get some of the books that we have created, that we've labored over to make sure that they will deliver a powerful message to you. I hope you go to williejolly.com/billionaire, williejolly.com/billionaire, or wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get the box that it will inspire your whole family, or get the bag of books. Make this a great day, a great week, a great month. And remember, it is true that you are blessed and all things are possible for them that believe. So make the most of the belief that you have now in your future. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Have a great day.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.